Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Savor Food and Body. Today I wanted to do a little bit different since we're in a holiday week, and I just wanted to come on and wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving if you're celebrating Thanksgiving tomorrow in the US, and wish you a delicious and peaceful day. I know the holidays can be really fraught with diet culture. We wouldn't think so, but it seems even sneakier this time of year than it can be other times of year, all for the sake of that January is right around the corner and people feel like they can eat whatever they want to right now and make all kinds of comments about what other people are eating, maybe including yourself or about yourself, and all under the premise of when January comes along, everything is going to be different. They're going to go back to their diet mentality. And I want to offer you some support if that is the situation you find yourself in at a holiday table later this week. And I wrote a blog post plus some social media posts on the Intuitive Eater's Holiday Bill of Rights. These were originally created by co-author of Intuitive Eating, Evelyn Tribole. And I think it was, 6 or 7 years ago when she first wrote these. And it's been really great to see how other intuitive eating professionals have added to them and tweaked them to fit their experience with clients. And I did the same this year. So I'm going to read you a few of them and kind of give my explanation as I've seen them play out in clients, and hopefully that will give you some additional support this week. So the first Bill of Rights, and I should say along this idea of this Bill of Rights, it really is your birthright to remain an intuitive eater, to get back to your intuitive eating skills, and to honor your intuitive eating practice, no matter where you are on your Savor Food and Body journey. As you're practicing the intuitive eating skills, that really is your birthright. That's what we were all born to do. So when I say holiday eaters intuitive eating Bill of Rights, that's really what I'm talking about, is your birthright to be an intuitive eater. So here we go, and I'll just name off a handful of them. And like I said, you can see the full list over on the blog post under alpinenutrition.org/blog. So the first one is, of course, a favorite. You have the right to savor your meal without shame or guilt, without discussion or worry of how many calories you ate, and without planning how much exercise you should do to burn off those calories. A few posts ago, I posted an advertisement sign that I saw for a local turkey trot run, 5-kilometer run that's going to happen here in our local area, and I was furious to see them attach a calorie amount to this run, indicating that if people ran this certain distance, they would burn off said amount of calories. And when I looked further into the marketing details, they were really advocating for people to earn, quote unquote, earn their holiday meal. It was this complete bullshit and problematic in so many ways. So don't fall into that trap. You don't have to fall into that trap. You have the right to savor your meal and enjoy your eating experience without worrying about how you have to earn it, burn it off. Don't even go there. It's not worth it. The next one, you have the right to enjoy more servings of any food without apology or justification. So again, you're in charge of your plate. You get to fill it how you would like, fill it with the delicious foods that you want to eat and that you want to explore with your taste buds and your satisfaction with. It's completely up to you. No one else has the right to run your plate. You have the right to honor your satisfaction and fullness, even if that means asking for a leftover plate to enjoy later. So, and I'm going to read the next one because they both go together, and then I'll explain. It's not your responsibility to eat beyond fullness or satisfaction just because someone went through the trouble of making an elaborate holiday dish. So it is not your responsibility to beef up anyone's culinary ego. And doesn't matter if it's mother, parent, mother-in-law, parent-in-law, whoever it might be in your family. I think most of us can remember someone in our families that is a food pusher or a food guilter, and that they went through all of this hard work making the meal, and why aren't you eating more? I think all of us can relate to being in that situation at some point. And it's not your responsibility to again, pump up their ego on the meal that they create. You can offer gratitude and compassion, of course, and saying how much you enjoyed the meal, the flavors, being able to share it with them, the hard work that went into it. You can acknowledge that and show gratitude, but it's not your responsibility to eat more than you want to just to satisfy them. So it's perfectly acceptable to take care of yourself in that moment, and that if you truly want some more and you think you might want some later, ask for the leftover plate. There's no harm in that. It's my experience with most Thanksgiving foods, they all work great as leftovers. So if that is a way that you feel like you can appease and take care of yourself at the same time, then asking for a leftover plate is perfectly acceptable and encouraged. You have the right to say no thanks without explanation when you're offered more food, or food that you just don't like in taste and texture. So this isn't just about volume of food or how much to eat on Thanksgiving or not eat. We're also talking about satisfaction, and I know we haven't gotten into that yet here on Savor Food and Body. That's coming next week. I'm going to dive into that principle of intuitive eating, talking more specifically about satisfaction. But really, if you don't like the taste of something or the texture, there can be some textures that don't agree with everybody when it comes to Thanksgiving foods, then you don't have to finish it. You can, even if it's new to you, you can put it on your plate, try a few bites, and if it's not your thing, you have no commitment to finish the rest of that. If you're in an area like I am in Seattle, we have yard waste composting, and food scraps go in there just great. And they're going to get recycled and go back on some of the agricultural lands here in the area. So even if you don't have that, you still don't have to finish whatever you don't want. And you don't have to take whatever you don't want either. Again, being mindful of a people-pleasing personality, if that's a thing for you, and noticing if that kind of sneaks into the meal too, feeling like you should take more than you want, or that you need to finish more than you want to please whoever else is at the table or whoever did the cooking. You have the right to eat only the foods that you enjoy at the holiday meal, so that kind of goes along the same way. Tuning into your satisfaction is the name of the game. You get to decide how you want to experience that holiday meal and what tastes you want to come across your lips, and how you want to feel in your body afterwards. Before, during, and afterwards is even more important. You have the right to have pumpkin pie for breakfast. Okay, this one really is my favorite, and I have definitely been known to have pumpkin pie for breakfast. In fact, I'm making my pumpkin pie today, so it's the day before Thanksgiving, and I'm making it today so we can have it for dinner tonight. I can have it for breakfast tomorrow morning, and then I can have it for dinner tomorrow night too. So the whole idea of desserts aren't okay at breakfast, or they're not healthy enough, or whatever, again, check that diet mentality at the door. It doesn't belong on the holiday table. And something like pumpkin pie, you can eat that whenever you want to. So allowing yourself permission, full unconditional permission to eat whatever of the Thanksgiving meal that you want, whenever you want it, and however much you want to eat it. I should also note too, because we're talking more about not feeling like you need to push yourself past your fullness, I want to make a really important note that even if you do push yourself past fullness, because maybe you are just really enjoying the flavors and textures, and these aren't foods that you have every single day, and you want to eat more of them, that's totally fine too. There's nothing that says you need to, stop at your last bite threshold and not continue to eat more. Thinking about if you do feel overfull, not judging yourself for it, just really appreciating the meal and appreciating why you wanted to eat that much, and knowing how to take care of yourself too, knowing that you have an amazing digestive system and it's going to help break down all of that food and you won't feel overly full forever. If you want to go for a walk afterwards, if that's something you're capable of doing and that makes you feel better, great. Some peppermint tea, some chamomile tea, some ginger tea, those can all help the digestive process. But what's most important is not to let that body shame and blame come in if you do end up eating more than maybe you wanted to at the beginning, in the moment, but it ended up being more than you wanted to in the end, and how it felt in your body. Again, remember, intuitive eating is a practice. There's no failing at intuitive eating, and it's all about mindfulness and checking into how does your body feel, and making adjustments as you need to, compassionately and with curiosity too. So that's the important part. The last couple, actually I'm just going to mention one more, which I think is important. You have the right to wear clothes that feel comfortable on your body without trying to fit into holiday clothes that might feel restrictive, either physically or emotionally. So I had a conversation with a client a couple years ago who was just beside herself because her body had changed over the course of the year, and the clothes that she typically wore at the holiday times, they didn't fit her the same way anymore, and she was just completely distraught, and my heart really went out for her. And we had some good conversations around, well, what does it mean for holiday clothes? Like what else is associated with those clothes or being able to fit into those clothes? And is it necessary for your self-care and for your ability to enjoy the holidays to squeeze yourself into clothes that might feel a little too restrictive? And are you really able to enjoy the moment and enjoy the company that you're with, enjoy the foods, enjoy all the sensations that come with a holiday gathering? Is that worth being distracted and not participating fully in that atmosphere because you're worried about how your clothes are fitting? And I'm going to go out on a limb and say, no, it's not worth it. Life is too damn short not to appreciate all of those precious moments with your friends and family. And so choosing what clothes are going to feel well on you. This year, I think could be even easier to have a free pass on that, because as many of us are not getting together for big family or friend holiday gatherings. So this could be a really great year to practice what clothes feel good for you to wear to a holiday gathering, even if it's a Zoom gathering, if people are going to be seeing you through Zoom. And that's another thing that I'll end with here too. If you're fairly new to working on intuitive eating and that practice, Thanksgiving can be, and any holiday meal, can be a really great opportunity to tune into flavors and textures and satisfaction, because there can be a wide variety of foods that are offered at holiday meals. And if you're able to stick a stake in the ground and say, I'm not gonna buy into any diet culture mentality or feeling like I want to eat what I don't want to eat, and you can really let all that go, then you open yourself up to the experience of maybe trying some new foods and really being able to savor those flavors and textures and seeing what you like and what you don't like. So I wish you a very delicious and peaceful Thanksgiving or holiday meal and a weekend. And I will talk to you again next week, and we'll dive into the satisfaction principle with intuitive eating. So take care.